Have you been lied to? Everyone on the internet, including 01, says, do a 10,000 rupee SIP, do it for 15 years, and then do a 15% step up, and you'll cross 1 crore rupees. But have you met anyone who's actually done this? There are 3 reasons why you absolutely won't reach it. But I don't want to give you rules, because the rules will actually change. Life is dynamic, and like all games, things move around. You should understand the actual framework. So what better way to understand this is through 3 different games. Starting with game number 1. This is Anshul. He has terrible chess strategy, and despite doing everything as a good, disciplined investor, he did not hit his 1 crore mark because of a fridge. You know, before we start looking for fancy moves to win, it's important to not lose sight of the one main piece that can end the entire game. Trying to save yourself from the maximum loss, in this case is losing your king, is what is called as the mini-max strategy. A lot of chess engines actually use this as part of its algorithm. In your life too, this is fully applicable. One move can be the reason why your entire wealth can take a huge hit. So, Anshul's dad is a really smart person. He looks after his health, he goes on morning walks. But once his fridge got really ill and he didn't get it fixed. And because of this, kuch saman kharab ho gaya. He had it, he got a cough, there was a wet floor, he slipped and suddenly needed a surgery. The fault was that there was no insurance, even though his father was eligible. This sudden, unexpected cost was so large that he had to dip into his savings, which again wasn't enough, so he had to dip into his equity portfolio. So don't you think we should all know what our worst case scenario should be so that we can protect against it? The chess might call the minimax a castle move. For you, it might be health insurance or life insurance or something else. Figure out what's your minimax in your life. Think about a situation which you've not thought about before and give me a way that you can actually protect yourself against that worst case scenario. Put it in the comments and everyone in the office will read through all of your suggestions and let's vote the most interesting edge cases none of us have ever thought about. Like this, we can all learn from each other and hopefully we can also apply this to our life. Fair warning, this is just minimizing risk. That's not the entire game, right? That's only part of the game. The real game is winning the actual game, getting to your target. Did you know how Carlsen and Kasparov won their endgames? So they don't move their pieces randomly or try to predict the next move. They try to solve the end game first, then work backwards to decide earlier moves. You imagine a future board position, checkmate, draw, lost an endgame, etc. And then you work backwards, move by move. They see where the game is heading. This strategy is what separates an average player from a grandmaster. And it's immediately applicable to your personal finance too. And this is called backward induction. And I realize how people are doing this in their personal finance journey with Bhavya's DM on Instagram. Now, he works right here and what he said really shocked me. He tells me, Sir, 3 saal ho gaye. I've invested 5,000 every month in this flexi cap fund and from this money, I was going to go to this destination. And he sends me a budget. And then he says, this flexi cap fund has given me a negative return. Ab main kaise jaun? For some reason, iske dimag mein tha that investing in equity makes you 12%, worst case 10% in the long run. And according to him, 3 years is long run. I'm sure that's what you're also thinking. Take a look at this chart. This chart shows that you will never lose money over a really long period, like 7 years. But if I reduce this time to say 3 years, there are certain years where you may see a negative return. This is called sequence of risk, which means every year you will not make 12% or 10% or 9%. You will average it out over the many years you're invested in it. Just like Carlsen and other grandmasters think about the end goal first, that's what you have to do. Think about your goal. He's investing 5,000 a month or saving 5,000 a month for a trip 2 or 3 years from now. Equity is not the option. Maybe debt or a fixed deposit or a savings account or some other different kind of asset class is what you should pick. People make this exact same mistake with their 1 crore goal, and that's where things mess up. Money is supposed to get you somewhere. Figure out why you need that money, then work backwards. But life is not like chess. It can't be so rational, right? Like you can't make the perfect move like Gary to become and win that game. This is why I wanted to show you the next game, Catan. Catan is not so logical as much as chess. In fact, Catan is so realistic to how we actually live life in an economy that there are actual research papers on it around game theory and how you can win. So Catan is this game where multiple people play, where you have to deal with people. You're sort of competing with them and cooperating at the same time. So it's a little more complex. Let me show you. So at some point, he will have all these resources, and I might have some resources, and there might be someone who has too many resources. In other words, this person here who doesn't exist is hoarding all of these resources and making it a little tough for both of us to actually play. Exactly like how the economy works. Indians have imported gold and hoarded it for decades. In fact, you would have bought gold and kept it in a locker and never ever even seen it. So this creates a problem because you're not able to circulate that in the actual economy. It's hoarded, placed, not helping the economy grow. So when this happens in Catan, when someone's hoarded too much, Catan has solved it. It's by this guy. This is the robber, and it's activated every time we hit the number 7. So when this 7 is hit, the game mechanics are such that when I use the robber on this player, a lot of his resources goes back to the bank. So you can't collect a lot of stuff and say that you are now rich. The game doesn't allow it. This is called mechanism design. Now, in the case of India and our society, the hoarding is happening with gold. The country isn't really benefiting and it's not even in the economy. So you obviously can't rob the people of it, but you can change the rules. And India actually did this really well. Now here was the problem. Households in India had savings. Those savings were being used to spend or invest in physical gold, and that money was not mobilized. How can that money now come into the financial market? So they launched this, the sovereign gold bonds. They used mechanism design, exactly like the robber in Catan, to make hoarding physical gold an inferior strategy. Now, if you took the SGB, you got all these benefits. And these benefits actually made sense, and it's backed by the government. So it is also relatively pretty safe. This was a much better strategy. A 4% gain just like that. But many people didn't even take it. The point is very simple. Every now and then, some strategy becomes overlooked, undone, and the government doesn't like it anymore. They employ a mechanistic new kind of design so that they can give you the benefit of a new financial asset. Like for example, our parents have seen a 12% fixed deposit rate. The situation and circumstances back then were such that it made sense for a 12% fixed deposit rate to exist. It doesn't exist today, so that opportunity has vanished. My point is, new rules and policies keep happening and you should know what it is so you can turn it into an advantage. But there's another problem no one has told you about. When you actually hit that 1 crore or become even close to it, there is a problem that will happen that you had no idea about. And this game explains it. It's actually the rigged Monopoly experiment. An experiment was conducted where at the start, one of the players was already rich. That person had more money, and the other person really didn't. This person had 2 die, and I had only 1. Also, when he crossed a certain place, I collected only $100 and they collected 200. So the game was rigged from the start. But you know what happened? This person, who was designated rich completely by chance, started getting an attitude. He started becoming a little more aggressive. There was food on the table. He ate a little bit more. He basically believed he deserved what he has. And this shows the basic human nature that circumstance is what you are actually fighting against. But shouldn't we question this a little bit? Ki, kya sach mein that 1 crore is the target? I want you to imagine this like a stove. There are 4 Bunsen burners on the stove. All of them are on. The first one, like I said, is money. We have mental health, we have physical health, and we have relationships. For you to be successful, you have to switch off at least 2 of these Bunsen burners. In many cases, maybe even 3. And then you make one of these, money, your primary motive, and you win. But you know, there's also something called the arrival fallacy, which is when you arrive at this big number, लगता है पापा मम्मी के साथ टाइम नहीं स्पेंड किया, ब्रेन और एंजाइटी की तो एकदम लग गई, cholesterol super high, not feeling energetic, and all those 3 Bunsen burners, because they were off, you feel, was this even worth it? In the game of life and this Monopoly experiment, it tells us that we can be on any side of the circumstance. This side, or you could end up like this. You can't really control what your starting point is, but what you can control is how you interpret life. You can either sit and complain and just become angry, or you can just freaking look at your life and appreciate everything that you have. Because the fact that you're here is a miracle by itself.